Hello, BookTube, and welcome to Friday Reads. It's June 24th, and I didn't do too well this week for reading. I was quite lazy on a number of days. This past Saturday, and Sunday, I hardly read anything at all. I don't think I did read anything. Monday, I read the fourth volume, or no, wait, is it fourth? Third volume of the Future History Project, the Robots and Aliens. And then on Tuesday, I read the three Clifford Simak short stories for June on the Range, his westerns. And then Wednesday, I read. Wednesday I read the fourth volume of Robots and Aliens. Thursday, I didn't read much. I was going to start reading True Grit. I couldn't find my copy, so I started reading a little bit as an ebook. But I'm getting a little better with the ebooks because I've been forced to read the future history ones, or most of those, in ebooks, because I have copies, but I can't access them at the moment. It's a long story. I lose stuff around here. So I started reading. I read probably 10 or 15 pages. And then that was Thursday. That was yesterday. And then I sort of left it off, and I started reading something else because I was going to be doing Warlock, and for some reason, I don't know why I keep putting it off. It's a bit of a longer book. I think I'm not going to do that one for June on the Range. I will do it in a couple of weeks as a book to film and harken back to June on the Range. But I thought I would do something a little different as an extra for this, because during the Simak westerns that I was talking about, Simak used the term robot in one of the stories, and a subscriber mentioned, like, he wondered about science fiction westerns and stuff, and then it reminded me of the way back in the 1860s, 68, I think 1868, the dime novel, The Steam Man of the Plains, and it's or Prairie, sorry. And it's in this collection volume. There's three of these in here, so I'm about halfway through. I read this yesterday, and I got about halfway, almost halfway, and I'm going to read that, and then I'm going to read sort of its successor later. In the I'm not sure what year this was done. 1870s probably, or 1880s, is Frank Reed Jr., and this is the collected ones, and I'll read one of those. They're short, and then I'll discuss those. Hopefully on Tuesday I'll be able to discuss these. They're westerns, but they're sort of proto-science fiction in some ways. They're quite interesting. They're not well written, but they're interesting. I've never read, well, the two that I'm reading I've never read. I've never read the one that started it all off, the Steam Man of the Prairies. And so this is really good. I have read other ones, the Frank Reed ones, and then I've read some of the Frank Reed Jr., but I'm making sure I've never read the first Frank Reed Jr., which is in here. So I'm very excited to read these. And then today, I started reading a bit this morning again in the ebook of True Grit, and I just sort of put it aside. I read about another 20 pages, like maybe 15, 20 pages. I think I was up to like page 30 or something like that. And I put it aside. I don't know. I just fiddling and not doing it. So I made a video regarding that took up a little bit of my time, about putting dust jacket protectors on dust jacketed books, and I did a few. And this is one that I sort of found. I was looking for something else, but I just found this one. It's the Neville Ship on the Beach, the film edition, and it's dark in spine. There's a bit missing, and there's problems here on the back. Gregory Peck, Ava Gardner on the front. It's a film edition, and yeah, and like I did a video, so you can just look back. There's a video on sort of a how-to and a few tips, on things. And I forgot to say that it's like when you put these on, it does hide a lot of sins. So when you're buying books that are with this on, be careful, because there could be damage that is hidden by the dust jacket protector. It makes it look better than it actually is. So you do have to be careful as a buyer, especially, well, if you're buying something that's worth a lot of money. It's probably good to have the seller take it out of the dust jacket protector, and for you to look at it if you can physically do it. The better booksellers will take a picture of it before it goes in here, and then it'll say it will come with one. And also, too, you got to look at the dust jacket protector they've used. If you are spending a lot of money for a book, you want to make sure that it is a acid-free, archival quality. With it can, with or without backing paper like this, but you definitely don't want printing on it. There's different makes. This is a Brodart make. There's Gaylord. There's a lot, but some of them are not very good. That's the thing that I wanted stress. But yeah, like I did a book haul, a mail haul video of mostly vintage science fiction paperbacks, but there were some hardcovers that were sent. And again, this is where this looks really good now in here, but it's not a perfect dust jacket, so it does. And this is Civilization game by Clifford Simak, and it you get a lot of reflection on it too. Not good for videos, but this covers up a lot of stuff, especially this one. This one looked kind of rough without the dust jacket protector. Now it looks pretty good. It's still got, I couldn't clean up fully. Somebody, it looks like, had written maybe in pencil S and F or something like that. S and then S-F for science fiction. But it covers it up there, and it looks a lot better than it did without. The book is still a bit rough. It's been well read, but it looks a lot better. And then I did the the UK Science Fiction Book Club, and again, that looks a lot better. And I forgot to do this one. I still got to do this one, the Fellowship of the Talisman. I've got to do that. So this afternoon, I decided. Oh, actually, I found my copy of True Grit. It was up here, and I don't know how I missed it. I was looking for it all over the place, and I couldn't find it. But I did. So this is it. It's got an introduction by Donna Tartt. The introduction is okay. Nothing spectacular. She missed stuff that I think, she missed the opportunity for doing something very, very, a little more detailed about this, which I'm going to do in my book, film. Hopefully tomorrow, because I think this is a wonderful book. I'd had a copy of this many years ago, because I loved the film with John Wayne. True Grit, but I never got around to reading it. It's deceptively simple. It is a simple book. It's simple plot, but I think there's a lot more into it, and I'll get to that. I may be reading too much into it, but I think the writer, even though it's 1968, I think this stuff is in there. Many of my the June on a Range colleagues have read this too, and they made a few videos. I only watched one, I think, but I've held back watching the others because I don't want to be tainted. Not tainted, but I don't want to be You know, if I do say something similar, it'll be unbeknownst to me. So I will not watch the videos until I've made mine here. So if there is any commonality between them, it'll be, well, we're seeing the same thing, and with the book. So it is very short too. It's just over 200 pages. It is something that I will be rereading again. There's a lot of subtext happening in here, and I like that. I like that. Also, too, with the John Wayne film, I'm hoping to watch the newer Jeff Bridges one. I'm not a Matt Damon fan, but yeah, I picked this up last year sometime. Amazon had it. Like I think it was under £3, and I'm going, yeah, I'll have that. I like Jeff Bridges, so I'm more than willing to watch this. I don't know if there's a commentary on this one. I think there's a commentary on the other one, so I'm not sure how much I can get through. I'm not in the mood tonight to watch the film. It's getting a bit late now, and but tomorrow, hopefully, I'll spend. That's what I'll spend my Saturday doing. For reading next week, well, I'm not 100% sure. Well, I know I'm going to read these Steam Man ones, but that's like I'll probably continue reading the one tonight a little bit, and then finish it tomorrow, and then at some other point Sunday maybe or Monday, read the second one. They're very short. There's just over 100 pages that I'm the ones I'm reading. I'm going to continue reading the last two volumes of Robots and Aliens. And so Monday and Thursday, hopefully that will be out. Tuesday, I'll be talking about the Steam Man video, and then I'm not sure what else I'm going to read. I think I'm going to try to get back into. I'm going to hold off on the Warlock for a while till the week after. I read half of Don Quixote, and then I left it. So I've got to get back into that. So I think that's what I'm going to concentrate on for this week. So if I read those, and I still have the last three Clifford Simak westerns. So yeah, so that might be Wednesday, and then Tuesday for Simak, and Wednesday for the Steam Man, or vice versa. I'll see how it goes, or maybe even. No, probably not Thursday. Well, anyway, I'll figure out something. But that's sort of all I'm going to read right now. You could see the book haul there. That's the box. I put it all back into the box except the hardcovers, and that's where it's going to live for a while. It's sort of good because if I had it sitting out, I'm sure I'll pick up a couple and just get lost in several days reading. So I'm keeping away from the Simak, even though I want to dig in. But that's something there's a lot more preparation that I've got to do, and I figured that's going to happen next year, autumn, sort of August, September, before I start it. But yeah, that's where everything is, and you can see the video of the haul, and if you want to watch the book. Dust jacket protectors how-to video. That's just look at my videos, and they're pretty easy to identify. And then don't forget the third episode of Desert Island Books will be posted. It's scheduled for Sunday at 5 p.m. my time, so that's Greenwich Mean Time. So yeah. And what have you been reading? I'd love to know what have you been reading this week. Have you read any of these books that I've mentioned? I know there's a few people still reading along with the Future History Project, and mostly they comment on the individual videos that I do. So if you're interested in those, you can find the individual videos there as well. I think that's about it for, it's been very hot here. Well, it's not as hot, not near as hot as it is in other places. For instance, the Midwest. in the United States. But it's still warm enough for me. I need the fan on all the time. Also, too, I started a new series that started last week, Saturday, I think it was. It's sort of your daily SF magazine, and that pops up. They're about 5 minutes long, 4.5, say, to 5.5 minutes long, and it's just highlighting a specific magazine and I'm going to go through a whole bunch and do take a look at it if you're interested in science fiction. I'm trying to infuse it with a little bit of history of the magazine and a little bit about the authors, that type of thing, and hopefully get some interesting covers. And that comes out 10 p.m. every day. And I'll probably record a few more over the weekend as well. I'm pretty good for the next week now, but I'll probably record another week's worth and see how it goes. They're they're getting some views, but not maybe as much as I'd sort of hoped. But yeah, they're short, so and I was sort of hoping that would be the sort of twisting your arm part, where you can only, it just takes 5 minutes to watch something if you're interested in science fiction. But yeah, what are you reading? And as I say, if you've read any of these, what are your thoughts on the books or the films? Well, actually, maybe wait until the book to film is out before that. Unless you're burning to say something, then feel free to. Anyway, I'll see you next time, BookTube. Take care.